Welcome to Learn How to Paint in Acrylics. My name is Michael Pickett and I'll be your instructor. Today's lesson will be Penny, starring as Witchy-Poo. The drawing of Penny as Witchy-Poo is all finished. Now we'll take some Mars Black and we'll cover the whole canvas. And now we'll take our sock and we'll wipe away all that paint. And we'll leave the pencil showing through. There we go. Now we'll start on Penny's eyes first. We'll start out with the pupil using Mars Black. Then we'll outline the eye. We'll shadow the top part of the eye, fill in the bottom with burnt sienna, and now we'll blend it in. There we go. Now we'll work on the other eye. On doing an eye at an angle, you take your pupil and you make a half circle. We'll use our burnt sienna and we'll fill that in. Now we'll blend it all in. Now we'll get that all blended in. There we go. Now we'll work around the eye. We'll frame it in. We'll use our Mars Black. We'll do all this shadowing. We'll fill in around the top of her eye, put in her eyebrows, and fill it in. We'll take a little bit of white, we'll create a gray reflected light under her eye. Now we'll fill in the rest of the fur around her eyes. And we add a reflected light. Put in blue dots first, and then we'll put the white over the top of the blue. And now we'll put some white on the side of her eye, and we'll just blend it in. And put a dot right there. There we go. Now we'll just frame in the eye. Doesn't Penny have beautiful eyes? Just like she's looking at you. Now we'll just fill in the rest of it with black. We'll get a little bit of white and we'll highlight on top of her eye. We'll frame in underneath her eye. And we'll just blend all that in. Blend that in on the side. There we go. Okay, now we'll work on Penny's nose. We'll put in her nostrils first. After we put the nostrils in, we'll outline the nose. And now we'll fill in her nose, and we'll add a little bit of white to the top of her nose. We'll add a little reflected light underneath her nostril there to where the light is reflecting. Now we'll add some reflected light to the top. We'll blend it all in. We'll add some more white. And we'll just bring out that nose. Make it look a little wetter. And we'll blend it in. Add some reflected light under her nostril and to the top of her nose. And now we'll work on the mouth. We'll work underneath her nose. We'll fill all that in. Yeah, we'll leave it a little bit more lighter along the edge of her nose, around her mouth. where the light is reflecting behind her nose. Now we'll add some more black to the top of her nose. Now we'll just fill in the rest of it with black. And underneath her nose, to her neck, add a little bit of white to her cheek, make a little gray, and then bring it around a little darker, make it darker on the top, highlights on the nose. There we go. Now we'll add some more black, and we'll work on her ears. We'll get her ears filled in. We're working with all of our undercoats first. Our detail is going to be coming in later. Add a little touch of white, and we'll create a gray, and we'll highlight her forehead. We'll shadow in around her nose. And we'll fill in with some more black. Now we'll put in the dancing ghost. Outline all the ghost that we've drawn in. Use a Mars black and outline each one of them. And just fill in some more black and outline them. Make them really interesting. Now we'll add our white, and we'll color in all those ghosts. We'll stay within our lines. Just fill all that in. And it's okay to cover up the eyeballs with the white, because we'll go ahead and paint the eyeballs back in later. Get a little more black, and then we'll fill in underneath, and we'll outline it. Add more black on the bottom. Fill in all under her neck. And we'll just put in the eyes. Ta-da! Boy, that's scary. Look at that. All those ghosts. All those ghosts dancing and dancing and dancing. You never know. Those ghosts may be square dancing around her neck. They look like a bunch of happy ghosts, just dancing away. Now we're going to work on her vest. We'll need some red. A touch of black in with the red to make the red a little darker. And we'll fill in all of that area. There we go. Now we've got that filled in, we'll use some white and we'll lighten up the back some. We'll add our highlights by adding little bits of white here and there, little lines, and then we'll make a V on her back. That's where her vest wrinkles some. Now we'll get our black and our number 0 brush and we'll do some fine detail. We'll draw the fur a little bit over the ghost. It'll kind of set the ghost back because the ghosts are attached around her neck. It'll just make it look better. We'll fill in her feet and her legs. Now we'll fill in the bottom. I'll add a little bit more black. Then we'll shadow the ghost. There we go. Alright, now we're going to work on her hat. We'll use red for the band. And now we'll use some black and we'll fill in her buckle. And we'll get some blue and some black together, and we'll create the shadow of the rim of the hat. We'll get that all filled in. Now that we've got the shadow in, we'll add some white to some blue, and then we'll work on the rest of the hat. We'll get that filled in there. Add a little more light along the edge. A little darker blue. We're shadowing and mixing the blue as we go. A little bit of light on the top, where the light is going to reflect on the edge. And then bring it over. We'll make the wrinkles into her hat. Now we'll lighten it up some more, make it stand out. Lighten up the top. The light is reflecting on that one side, and we'll bring it over to where it's wrinkling over. We'll add a little bit of light within the buckle. We'll add more white and do some more highlights and bring out the wrinkles a little bit more. We'll add white and blue together and we'll make the rim of her hat. There we go. Now we'll kind of lighten it underneath a little bit, just slightly, because there's some light there on the bottom that's reflecting towards the top, and we'll lighten the rim a little bit more in certain spots. Not a continuous line, but in like a broken up line. We want to add a little bit of reflected light on the shadowed part of her hat on the edge, and then lighten up some of that red for her hat and kind of outline it. We're going to do the background. We're going to take yellow, white, and black. And your yellow and your black make green. So we'll have this nice little pretty golden white, yellow, green background. It'll look really cool. Now we're going to use our fan brush, and we're going to fluff up her fur, make it real looking. Fan brush works really good for fur. Isn't that nice? We'll create the fine detail of the fur using our fan brush. We'll kind of darken that bottom just a little bit. Alright. A few highlights here and there. Last finishing touches. And guess what? We're finished. Ta-da! Alright, now all we have to do is sign our work. And when you're through signing your painting, then we'll paint the edges of the canvas. That'll give it a finished look. There she is. There's Penny as Witchy-Poo.